44th annual General Sam Houston birthday celebration took place on the grounds of the Sam Houston Memorial Museum in Huntsville this weekend. Born on March 2, 1793, Sam Houston's legacy was honored with a special event. On Friday, the public was invited to mingle with the descendants of Sam Houston and experience an immersive historical experience. We caught up with John Murray, Claude Rost, and Stephen Houston Rost, the great-great-grandsons of Sam Houston.
We knew all about Texas history because Mom made sure that we knew about Texas history, and we had a lot of Sam's artifacts in the house. We didn't know what they all represented necessarily until actually we donated them to the museum, and Mac Woodward, the director of the museum, he knew exactly what they represented.
I think about it once in a while, especially when we used to go fairly often. We'd go through Houston, going to Louisiana. Thinking, I wonder what Sam would think now. The city of what, almost like 3 million or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether he'd be happy with it or disgusted. I don't think he much would have cared for city life. He'd much happier out on the front porch with his people from Alabama shot eating with their fingers out of a bowl and disgusting our great-great-grandmother.
The little girl, my mom, she grew up with them for a few years, and when they went out to Los Angeles one time, they did a whole spread on them because they were still, the whole Houston thing was still famous. Now you go to people, they don't know who Sam Houston is. They don't know that half the people don't know that, well, more than half. 90% probably don't know that town's named after Sam Houston. They don't know that. But they went out there and they did a whole spread in the Los Angeles Times about these three women that were out there.
Sam, really started his professional career, if you would call it, as a teacher in Maryville, Tennessee. And every generation, you've got teachers in the Houston family. Yeah, 2009, we had dinner in the Woodland home over there, where our great grandmother was born in 1852, and the Houstons lived there until Sam went off to be governor in 1859, and so we figured when we had dinner there in the Woodland home that was the first time that the Houstons had eaten dinner in the Woodland home in 150 years, which was pretty special.
Did you ever, when you were in school, and did you go through Texas history class, like that they teach you about that? What was it like? When did you know at that time when you were a kid and learning about Texas history, did you know that at that time?
Oh, yeah.
So what's it like as a student, here in Texas, not realizing?
Never told them. I could count on one hand the kids that knew. My grandmother, Sam and Margaret's last living grandchild, when she died in 1985 in Floresville. And we don't talk about that. You don't want to be bragging, just who you are.
For us, it was a terrific thing to be reconnected with the family, because when my mother went to live in Cincinnati, she was 12 years old and had not seen any of the relatives for 60 years. So we came down here in 1993 and we connected with folks. And that's why we come down every year.
Our mother actually is the one who pulled the cover off of the statue down there in Herman Park.
Yeah,
the big equestrian statue.
When she was like 3 or 4 years old. My mom's probably closest kin in the family was a lady named Mary Louise Teasdale, and they had not seen each other in 60 years. But when we connected in 1993, after that they talked on the telephone every night. And when we stayed with them, they had the very same pattern on their dishes. So there was that much of a family connection, and unbeknownst to each other. In 1911, when they dedicated the monument on Sam Houston's grave. It was on the 75th anniversary of the Battle of San Jacinto, and they had all these folks here. And William Jennings Bryan, who 3 times ran for president, he was to give the address, and he gave this. He showed the speech to our great grandmother, and she read this speech and she ripped it up and she said, "You can't say that," and he had to rewrite the speech.
No, I think this is kind of fun. It's like I'm not into the whole lineage thing very much. I know my DNA is like 99% the same as the truth, so I think it is actually too.